What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the WWE Elite Collection Series 27, the Undertaker. I was not expecting to find this guy. I walked into Target looking for Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I found him. And he trumps Yu-Gi-Oh cards. So the package is a little dinged up. I'm not sure how that happened. Might be, I don't know. On the back we have a read-up. The Undertaker approaching the ring at WrestleMania 29. Through bolts of lightning and fumes of fire, the entrance that has been intimidating challengers for decades. However, this arrogant opponent, CM Punk, stood unnerved, confident that he could end the dead man's storied WrestleMania winning streak. In one of the most personal matches to date, the Undertaker was more determined than ever to thwart Punk. The intense match saw both stars put up an incredible battle, but the match still ended the way these matches always end. A devastating tombstone from the Undertaker, followed by a pin. The streak now stands at 21-0 as the Undertaker awaits Brock Lesnar to challenge his legacy on the greatest stage of all time. Yeah, he's facing Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. Other figures in the wave include Rikishi, the Badass Billy Gunn, Kofi Kingston, Rob Van Dam, and Fandango. Well, that's all we have to say about his box. What I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him opened up, and we'll go on to the rest of his review, so sit tight, folks. So here we have the Undertaker posing out of packaging. Let's get a good 360 of this guy. Overall, really splendid detail. I can't stress enough about how awesome this guy looks. I mean, honestly, that is a kick-ass jacket. It does come in two parts, so the hood is removable. But really fast, let's get a quick comparison, shall we? So here we have Undertaker next to Undertaker. As you can see, there's a lot more detail in his robe than in his. I said in his review that they should have sculpted on the little buttons, or I guess you'd call them buttons. But overall, I do like this Undertaker's robe, but I think I like this one more because he does have the actual little studs on him. That's the word I was looking for, little studs. Okay, and I'll get another comparison really fast. When I take off his robe, there's just so much detail on this robe. I don't think I can even go over how much detail there is. It is a softer plastic, but these little spikes are kind of pointy, so be careful playing with this or you're going to poke yourself. But like I said, it does come in two pieces. You can take the hood off. Let me just raise my camera just a teeny bit. You can take his hood off, and then his jacket untabs from the side here, like so. And then you're just going to try folding it back to get it off him. And it comes right off. But overall, without the coat, he's a pretty okay figure. Just the standard Elite Undertaker that we've come to know and love. Not much to say about him, but like I said, we're going to get another comparison really fast with the other Undertaker. And two comparisons in one review. Who would have ever thought they're pretty much the exact same figure, although the paint job and the head sculpt are obviously different. You can see he has a little blue dragon demon, whatever it is, on his side, and then he has the Undertaker's insignia, the T, and the R.I.P. pallbearer. I like the head sculpt on this one a little more than this one. I don't like all these grunting expressions. I prefer neutral expressions, such as the one we have here. But he does have this little Chuck Liddell style haircut. That's the best way I can put it. But he does have the standard Elite articulation. He has a bulge on the head. He can look up, down, left and right, and tilt his head. Arms on a bulge and go out. Do a full 360. He bends at the elbow. A little hindered by his elbow pad. Spins at the wrist. Spin and bends at the wrist, excuse me. He has the ab crunch. Waist swivel. Legs go forward and back. Out. spin above the thigh, double jointed at the knee. Really stiff knee on this one. So he spins at the boot. And has an ankle joint, a hinge ankle, as well as some slight pivot. So overall, great articulation, great figure. Not much more I can say. I'm going to go into detail in my final thoughts, but just overall, really nice figure. And like I said, we'll go into detail in my final thoughts. I just didn't want to show too much of him, of the figure, and lose track of what I was doing. So let's move on to my final thoughts and a closer look at Undertaker. So here we have Undertaker posed for my final thoughts, and like I said, we're going to get a closer look at him in my final thoughts, just so I can go over detail and final thoughts at once. Like I said, I didn't want to rush into his detail without, forgetting about articulation, because that has happened. Sometimes I forget about detail when going in over a figure like this. But like I said, just phenomenal detail on the Undertaker here. That head sculpt is amazing. I'm not sure if it's the same head sculpt used on the 20 and 0 Undertaker. I don't have that Undertaker, unfortunately. I hate myself for not buying it when I had the chance, but like I said, just phenomenal detail on this figure. I'm just going to flat out say it. I recommend this figure for anybody. If you're building a WWE collection and you don't have an Elite Undertaker, this is a phenomenal figure that you might want. If you already have an Undertaker, you might just pick him up for the updated attire. But do not pass on this figure. He is an awesome figure, great articulation. His accessories are phenomenal. I mean, the amount of detail that goes into this Undertaker, I'm awestruck, honestly. Not much more I can say about the figure, so I'm going to wrap it up here. And this is King of Dragons 5000 saying, I'll see you later. Take care, YouTube.